So the best way to go about these problems is by drawing a diagram. Let's start with question 16 about the capes. So we know that Batman's cape is 60% bigger than Robin's cape. So if we say that Robin's cape is this box here, which let's call that 100%. We know that Batman's cape is 60% bigger, so let's add on a little box here to represent 60%. There we go. And we know that this whole section here is Batman's cape. And that represents 1 metre. So we know that 160% represents 1 metre. So we need to work out what Robin's cape is, and Robin's cape is 100%. So the easiest way to do this is to get back down to 1% and then scale up to 100% after that. So how do we turn 160% into 1%? Well, we divide by 160, which means we need to divide 1 metre by 160 as well. So I'm just going to write that as 1 over 160 rather than working it out as a decimal. Remember what we said, Robin's cape represents 100%. So we need to scale back up to 100% now. How do we do that? From 1%, we multiply by 100, which means we have to multiply the other side by 100 as well. So we need to do 1 over 160 multiplied by 100. Get our calculators out to work that out. And that comes to 0.625 metres, or if you want that in centimetres, 62.5 centimetres. Now we can check that our answer is actually correct, because if we are saying that Robin's cape is 62.5 centimetres, we know from the question that Batman's cape is 60% bigger than Robin's cape. So if we work out 60% of 62.5, there are lots of different ways in which we can do that. 62.5 divided by 100 is 1%. Multiplied by 60 is 60%, and that comes to 37.5, which of course is in centimetres. And if you then add that on to 62.5, we of course get 100 centimetres or 1 metre. So we can see that the question is answered correctly. So let's take a look at question 17. So we know that the batarangs, is that a boomerang but in a bat shape, costs £5.20, which includes a discount of 20%. So if we draw another diagram to represent this, so if that's the original price, let's call that 100%. So this grey box represents 100%. We know there's been a discount of 20%, so let's call this portion the discount 20%. And we know that if that portion is 20%, well, the portion next to it here must be 80%. And we know that the cost of the batarangs is £5.20, so we know that the £5.20 represents 80% of the original price. So we can then say that 80% of the original price is £5.20. And again, we need to scale that back down to 1%. So how do we get down to 1%? We divide by 80. And we need to divide both sides by 80, which takes us to 0.065. And of course, we need to find out the original price. Well, what's the original price? Well, it's 100%, so we need to scale back up to 100. So let's multiply by 100, which of course gives us 6.5, but of course it's money, so we need to make sure we write down £6.50 as our final answer. Again, we can check this if we take £6.50 and we work out 20%. So 20% of £6.50, well, you can just divide by 5 to get 20%, and that comes to £1.3 or £1.30. And if we then take £6.50, the original price, and subtract £1.30 from that, we of course get the £5.20, which is the discount price.